Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to take a look at the singles of Roxy Music. Now Roxy Music are a band that I like, but I really do struggle with their albums, especially the first couple. You could really put Roxy Music into two phases, or even actually three phases, because their first two albums were extremely experimental. I find them really hard going, especially the first one. The second one I think is a little bit more accessible, although 9 minutes of The Bogus Man, it just fries my head. But Brian Eno was involved with the first two albums, and then the next 1, 2, 3 albums, they sort of made it a little bit more accessible after Eno left. And of the earlier albums, those three would be my favourites, with my favourite actually being Country Life. Then they finished in 1975 for about 4 years. Brian Ferry went solo, although he had a solo career going, really doing cover versions while Roxy Music were at their peak in the early 70s. And they came back all smooth and almost lizardy like, but I actually really do enjoy all the singles from 72 to 1982. As I say, the albums I'm not as keen on, although I do like some of them, and there's always something non-single on a Roxy Music album to be enjoyed, but I just struggle a little bit with them. So I thought I would, rather than look at the albums, I would look at the singles and rank their 16 singles. Okay, starting off at bottom of the pile, and aptly titled because it's not great, and it's Trash, and this was their comeback single from 1979. This is on their Manifesto LP. Yeah, it's good. It's got a little bit of the old Roxy Music style to it, with the is it the saxophone or is it the oboe or whatever of Andy Mackay. But it's an attempt at a new wave song. It starts off very good, but I think overall it is actually quite weak. There's a very similar single released the following year, which is a little bit higher, which I think is much better. It's of the same type. So number 16 is Trash from 79. At number 15, and their last single before they more or less took a break in 1975, and it's Both Ends Burning. And this actually shows a little bit of how they were going to go whenever they came back. It's actually quite dancey, with a little bit of a sort of a, not a disco feel to it, but there is a little bit of a dance feel to this song. I think it's quite good. All these from now on are very, very good, but it still gets number 15. Number 14, and from my favourite album of theirs, Country Life, and it's All I Want Is You. Now this is a rocker. It's good, but it's a little bit bland. It's catchy, but as I say, there's nothing overly special about it. Roxy Music were very good at sort of doing the quirky as well and the unexpected. This here has nothing unexpected about it, but still not a bad song, but it gets my number 14. Number 13, and from 1982, and this got top 10, and it's More Than This from the Avalon album. Yeah, I like it, but it's never been my favourite. It's still one of the better songs off the album, but it's never actually been my favourite. There's something about this that I don't totally connect with, but it's still a decent song. At number 12, and this got to number 5 in the charts. Incidentally, Trash got to 40, Both Ends Burning 25, and All I Want Is You got to number 12. So where are we at? Yeah, number 12, and this got to number 5 in the charts, and this is from Flesh and Blood in 1980, and this is Over You. And I think this is like a better version of Trash. It's a similar type song. It is a new wavy type song, but it is much better, and this gets my number 12. And from the same album, at number 11, this also got to number 5, and this is Oh Yeah. This is Oh Yeah on the Radio, it's sometimes known as. This is smooth as hell, so this is what you would really call one of the smoothest songs. It is really, really good, but it still doesn't manage to get the top 10 for me, so Oh Yeah at number 11. And at number 10, and probably one of their biggest hits, and one that they're most well known for, and it's from 75, and it's got to number 2 in the charts, and this is Love Is the Drug. This was covered by Grace Jones, which I actually prefer her version. Again, I really do like this, but there's something about it that doesn't quite connect with me, and I would never ever put this in my top 5. So Love Is the Drug gets number 10. Number 9, and the third single from the Avalon album, and this was their last one, and it only got to 26 in 82, and it's a similarly titled song to ABBA's Take a Chance on Me, but this is Take a Chance with Me. Yeah, this is really good. Again, it was the third single off the album. I think this is, yeah, the previous album had 3 singles as well. This didn't do as well as More Than This or Avalon itself, but I still think it's a really, really good song. And at number 8, and this got to number 1 in 1981, and there was no way it was getting any other chart position, and it's Jealous Guy. And this was recorded immediately after John Lennon was killed, and Rush released, and it stayed at number 1 for a couple of weeks. I think this is really good. I never liked it at the time. I always thought John Lennon's version was much better. I actually prefer this now. There's something about it. It is Roxy music-ified, but it's an excellent version of Jealous Guy. At number 7, and another similarly titled song to an ABBA single, and this is Angel Eyes from 1979. This is 2 words. Angel Eyes, ABBA's is all 1 word, and it was from 79 as well, and this got to number 4 in the charts. And I believe the ABBA one, well, it might have got to number 3, I'm not sure. But this is them at their most disco. Now this is from the Manifesto album, although the version on Manifesto is like a rock song. This is like a disco version, and this is actually better. I used to prefer the rock version, but I actually do think this is really good, and it's an excellent single, and it gets my number 7. And number 6 from 1973, and it's from the Stranded album, and it's Street Life, and this was the first single after Eno had left, and this is really, really good. It's one of the best songs from that album. I used to have this on an old, well I still do actually, an old 20 greatest hits, power hits or something, smash hits, one of those compilation albums, and I thought it was really, really good. So it gets my number 6, and it got to number 9 in 73. A number 2 hit from 1979 from the Manifesto album, and it's Dance Away, and this is really smooth as well. From the hearing the cigarette being lit at the start of the album, it's beautiful. It's a slight different remix as well from the album version. The single version is much, much better. So that gets my number 5. And number 4 in a single I actually bought when I was 7 years old, and it's a standalone single, and it's from around the time of the For Your Pleasure sessions, and it was never included, and it's Pyjamarama, and I think this is really weird. It's really great. How I liked this when I was 7 I do not know, but excellent song. At number 3, and from 1980, and another disco-y type song from Flesh and Blood, and it's Same Old Scene, and this is really, really good as well. This only got to number 12, and the B-side of this is a song called Lover, which was never on the album, and it's every bit as good. So that gets my number 3. Now number 2 and 1 are poles apart, completely different in sound, but I didn't know which way to put it, what would get number 2 and what would get number 1. Well, I'm going with number 2 and a number 4 hit from 72, and it's Virginia Plain. This is also a standalone single, although the American version of their debut album had this as, I think, track 4. This is absolutely brilliant. It got to number 4 in the charts, and it's one of the best glam singles ever released, so it gets number 2. And my number 1 and my favourite Roxy Music single, and this is Smooth, and this is Avalon, and this only hit number 13 in 1982. And I remember working in a record shop when I was 16 when this came out, and I didn't really like it then. I thought it was just too smooth, but this has so much grown on me. And the girl, is it Yannick Etienne, who does the backing vocals on this, really does steal the show. Her vocals are magnificent. I don't know how she hits the notes, but it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful song, and that gets my #1 Roxy Music single, Avalon. Okay, so there's my countdown of my favourite Roxy Music singles from 16 to 1. As I said before, I'm not a huge fan of the albums. I have them all, and there's always bits and pieces but on each album that I like, but to find a really good, strong Roxy Music album, they just don't totally connect with me, although Country Life would be my favourite. Okay, that's me for now, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.